That's, girl. Yeah, that's clickbait.
I think sometimes they throw that out there to throw you off from toxic femininity.
Yeah.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode. Please like the video and subscribe. Our target is only 1,000 likes. Relationships have always been a cornerstone of human experience, but the way we form them, maintain, and even end them has evolved dramatically in the modern era. Technology, shifting societal norms, and changing expectations have redefined what it means to be in a relationship. Technology has revolutionized how we meet and interact with potential partners. Though it's made it easier to meet with potential partners, it also poses new challenges. Traditional gender roles have been redefined in modern relationships. Women are increasingly independent, and men are more open to expressing vulnerability. This shift has led to more egalitarian partnerships where responsibilities like childcare, housework, and financial contribution are shared. Modern relationships often emphasize individuality and personal growth. While this is healthy, it can sometimes create tension when partners struggle to balance their personal goals with the needs of the relationship.
Boomerang sequel.
Thank you. I would gladly be in that.
Why you keep running from the Tracee Ellis Raw story?
My God.
I'm not.
Well, we're in hour 5.
We're not in hour fucking 5.
close enough.
We can talk about it.
We're in hour 5. I brought it up to you earlier. You ain't said a peep about it. You didn't even answer my question earlier, which was, hey, if you care about this, we can hit it. But if not, then we don't have to.
Okay.
And if you don't care about it, we don't have to.
No, I wanted to get, I wanted to get a little bit more well-versed on it because I didn't get a chance to see it. I saw some clips, but then I wanted to read some of the articles that were talking about it and all the points that she hit, not just the clickbaity obvious ones.
Got it.
Do you have a clip that you want to play?
I can find one unless you have one ready to go.
No, I don't have one ready to go.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, some of the things that she talked about was her being her age and being single with no children.
And dating younger men, right? She said men.
I'm not mad at that part.
She said men her age or what?
She said that men in her age tend to have a more exhibit toxic masculinity and have a more rigid way of thinking about gender roles.
Sorry. Here we go.
Myself that question. I was like, what is this about?
Yeah.
Because I want a partner. And so often, and it's not just that I'm older, I'm also very embodied. I am a full, very whole person who knows myself, who is in charge of my life, and who lives a very full, just robust life. So it's not just age, it's like life experience and sort of a difference. But I had to ask myself the question, why? Why does this keep sort of coming up other than they're hot and gorgeous? There's that. But a lot of men my age are steeped in a toxic masculinity and have been raised in a culture where there is a particular way that a relationship looks. And anything that starts to smell of that for me, I did enough of it where I was controlled and felt like I was a possession or whatever those things were, or prize, I have no interest in it, and I will not do it again.
Distinguished panel.
Well, she wants.
Let's just start with Mel.
No. We always start with Mel on topics like this. No, I'd like to hear from the room before I speak.
You such a pussy.
I'm not pussy. I can't wait to hear what y'all have to say.
She wants a nigga she can mold. She wants a nigga that she can control. That's how I feel. You go younger. I mean, a lot of niggas, or a lot of men her age, or in her field, may already be established and may have certain standards and rules that she don't feel like dealing with. So she contributed to toxic masculinity. I don't agree. I feel like with younger niggas, especially if who you are based on, you're able to mold them, control them, do things, and just get shit off. And I feel like that's what she wants to do, in my opinion. Double standard, because now if it was a man saying that about a young woman, we'd be looked at, take him to jail, to the gallows. You know what I mean? Hang him. That's what So, Mel.
There's more.
Okay.
Antoine.
I agree with her.
You agree with
Her
Tracee Ellis Ross
sentiment. I think that in today's day and age, especially a woman that's established, they don't necessarily have to conform to the old shit because they don't need a man's money. You get what I'm saying? A lot of times people will conform for a certain security. Like women seek security in a relationship wherever that security comes from. It don't necessarily gotta be financial, it could be physical, whatever the case may be. Her at that, she's 52. So it's not a big age, but and she's established. She's been rich for a long time. Her mom was who her mom was. I think her just living outside of the societal norm is dope. So I think her being open to dating somebody is dope.
That's true. Free?
Has she dated non-rich niggas that we know of?
We wouldn't know.
See, money ain't even come into that, and that's
No,
why
I'm just saying because you're saying a lot of they don't need her for her money, so it's a certain mindset.
I said she don't need a man for money. I ain't say the dudes don't need her for money. I don't know who she's dated. I'm saying that a lot of times when women have their own money, they could play by their own set of rules. They don't necessarily have to.
And you believe this? You're a guy that's against double standards. You always play the opposite.
I think this is against the double standard.
This older woman saying that she don't want to date men her age because of toxic masculinity.
I don't agree with that piece.
That's what he played, though.
No, but I was just talking about her being open to dating younger men, or not necessarily dating in the confines of what
when somebody says
my sentence, though. Like just dating in the confines of what tradition states. I'm not. I think that's dope.
My fault, bro. When somebody establishes that they're comfortable in who they are, they're already established, when they give those pre-notions, there's only one other direction for me that you're going, or one other reason that you're doing it.
Yeah, what's that? I'm with him.
What's that?
Just say you were sliding, shut up.
It could be that.
That's it.
Yo, it could be, I just want to fuck.
I've been sliding.
I want to have fun.
I want to keep sliding.
Yeah, I want to fuck with no.
I want to fuck a young nigga with energy.
I want to fuck whoever I want to fuck. And most of these men nowadays, they in some societal box, and I live outside the box. So if you in that box, it reeks. I gotta run away, girl.
It could be that.
Just fucking say the 5 letters.
Yo, we can't say that.
I'm not disagreeing.
I'm not saying that about her.
If that is the case, I just don't like you try to attach it to toxic masculinity.
That's the easiest way to be accepted. That's the way to be accepted by people, because that's what's going on right now in society.
Once you throw that out there, it's like, oh, you're right, girl.
Yeah, that's clickbait.
I think sometimes they throw that out there to throw you off from toxic femininity.
Yeah.
Hey, not saying, of course, toxic masculinity exists, but sometimes they use that shit as a smoke bomb. Boom, let's focus on that. No, bitch. Let's focus on your ass.
Because that's toxic. And some people just don't want to deal with the bullshit in reality. Some people just want to go through life smoothly. They don't want to hear.
Yeah, she kind of said,
she don't want to hear your opinion. She want to make her own rules. You know what a nigga.
If I meet a cute nigga in the elevator and that nigga hot and sexy and I want to fuck him, I can fuck him. I don't
based off
have
of your
to
name.
do what society says I have to do.
Yeah.
I'm for that.
She also sounds like she also sounds like she has Uber success syndrome.
I don't know what that means.
I don't know what that means, but that sounds fine.
It's when you bump into that. We talked about it before up here. When you bump into the 50-year-old that has been successful for 50 years, and no, my dating experience is not going to be
traditional.
At all. So if I don't find something that's in line with
my beliefs,
with all of my weird, been famous since I was in my mom's stomach. But my mom is Diana Ross. Who you talking to? Who you looking at like that? Nigga, no, we're not going over there. We're not doing it your way. Everything is my way. If you can't get with my way, it ain't no way.
And if you don't get with my way,
that's what it sounds like. I don't know Tracee Ellis Ross. I absolutely love her and
she's amazing.
Am a huge fan of her.
She's amazing. We don't take that from her. But this goes back to the conversation that we had in the pod about the CEO chick of the Fortune 500 company. Similar to that. Somebody who's in that position and just they're not able to, maybe men, when you're that established, maybe men in her field or her age may be intimidated by that. There's a lot of shit that come with that, she may feel that, like how you say, yo, I'm Diana Ross' daughter, nigga, I don't give a fuck, I know who I am. And some niggas don't want to deal with that. Girl, we already, so.
Okay, was that enough mansplaining for you?
Yeah, it definitely was.
All right, your go. Have a toss at it.
Okay, well, it's interesting what you guys heard and what you chose not to hear. Because when she started talking about those relationships with the men that are in her age group, She said that she explained her lived experience, that she had actually had those experiences and determined they were not for her because she used the words controlling and possession when she was talking about that. So you can't really discount this woman's lived experience.
Wait.
What?
Sure we can.
Okay, fine, go ahead, but I'm not going to.
We're saying that's a crock of shit.
You can think that, but that's very dismissive, but it's cool.
How many men are there on Earth? And we're not about the gender war this, so I'm just going to make a quick point. How many men are there on Earth?
If there's 7 billion people on Earth,
I believe
then
Tracee Ellis Ross to be able to bag 85% of them. So if you only want to focus on your lived experience.
Well, what else do you go based off
versus getting new experiences?
Well, that's what she's saying. She's accumulating new experiences, dating younger men who seem to have a less traditional way of thinking, and they're a little bit more fluid in their way of thinking and acting. That's what she also goes on to say after that.
So you're sliding.
Whatever you want to describe it as.
She's sliding them. She's sliding them.
Whatever you want to describe. Listen.
That just sound like justifying toxic femininity.
Why is this? What does toxic femininity have to do with this particular situation? She's not sitting up there talking about feminism and being a feminist. Her lived experience is, you're right, she's Diana Ross's daughter. She's been famous since she was in the fucking womb. She's a fucking unicorn. And I use that term because there really is not a lot of women or people that can understand what her life has looked like, being famous from being a child and living, and probably having access to wealth, and then becoming famous in her own right and having an enormous amount of success from girlfriends and then Blackish. Like, her lived experience is extremely unique. And so it's really difficult to apply everyday kind of standards and thoughts to what she's experienced.
Man,
Okay, hold on for a second.
I agree with that.
That was awesome, first of all.
Thank you.
But it's still both of those things can be true.
Yes.
I'm who I am, the same way these
You're right.
Wait, I want to start before I forget, because you asked me a question. I think anybody operating I think anything that's operating in trauma or rooted in trauma is toxic. Guy or girl.
Okay, so why are you using the word trauma though?
Because you said she's based on her past life
Lived
experience
experience.
and trauma with these types of controlling men.
You all use the word trauma. I just said lived experience.
But
I'm not using the word trauma.
But
You
let me
didn't,
just
but
land.
he did.
Let me land and then have a blast with it. When I mentioned getting new experiences, you countered with her lived experience. So if you are afraid of new experiences or shaping your experiences to only be one way because of your trauma from your lived experiences,
cut that oven on.
I'm calling that trauma, which is why I highlighted Tracee Ellis Ross's ability to get any man in the world, and there's 7 billion men in the world.
Yeah.
1. 2, I think the mere existence of her contradicts her point. Because her point is, I'm this age. The men that I'm meeting in my age bracket are leftovers. I'm running into the worst of the worst.
Your words, not hers.
I didn't get that. I didn't get that.
Oh, that's what I'm getting from what. All right, so maybe I'm off base.
I can tell you what I got from what she's saying is
the dating pool and niggas my age, it ain't it. I heard.
I ain't even going that far with it.
Well, go ahead.
The shit she's been around and she's into, men her age ain't into. And when she try to get into it with them, it's no, and that's where that toxic masculinity part comes in, because everybody say, when you're speaking about fluidity and willing to try and allow other shit, the younger niggas is with that today. So she's like, I like this because I get to do more to
I think
these
that's
niggas.
a crock of shit. That men are not a monolith.
I'm not saying a monolith, but
that's the part I thought Mel ain't.
Men are not a monolith.
They're not.
So don't tell me that there's not a man in your age range.
We playing percentages.
That's into some of the things.
We playing percentages. So the nigga she shot at her age range, her percentage at getting off what she might want to get off ain't high.
I'm not mad
But
at
when
that.
you play with the younger ones, I could get it off
I'm not mad
because
at
of
it.
who I am.
But it does,
they're gonna let me do what the fuck I want to do.
But it does come off like I'm here for a good time, not a long time.
Okay, so hold on one second here. Y'all are on the same wavelength with.
I'm agreeing with-
which she might be. She might be an undercover freak. Okay, let's put
agreeing
that
with
to the
that.
side. You were gonna say something.
I was gonna say that she brought up the men in my age range are X, which is a huge generalism about men her age.
Yeah.
Honestly, I'm her age.
Okay.
She 52, I'm 49 years old.
Yeah.
So you can't judge all men
But you're
that
taken. She does. She's not. She's
please-
not referring to the
please,
men.
Mel, let me finish
okay,
my
go
sentence.
ahead. Go ahead.
Yo, you can't take all of these men that are in that age range and say that they are all suffering from toxic masculinity. Had a man been on that interview and stated those same exact things about women in his age group, you would have found that offensive. Right? So you don't find it offensive because she brought up her past traumas that Joe said about controlling men or men that were X, all of these negative things that she lived in her past life experiences. If a man was saying that those things and he justified all older women as being X, y'all would say, nah, he just able, he rich, he can control these young bitches because they weak of mind.
See, that's the point I was trying to make. Maybe I articulated myself wrong. What I get from her is there's piss in the dating pool of men her age, and to say that, like putting it in reverse, like a man can't say that because there is a Tracee Ellis Ross out there that is single, successful, and in search of something. Why does she think the same can't be said for her? You can meet somebody.
I
Okay.
think. I'm sorry.
So you can throw a rock and hit a podcast of men talking about how used and washed up women over a certain age is. That is a
Don't
fact.
start talking about these incel.
I'm not talking about that. He made a point about if it was in reverse and it was a man saying this sort of thing, in reverse, that we'd be totally offended. Yes, it is offensive, but I can't not hear that because it is so prevalent.
Please address the point.
I'm addressing something that you said. So
I didn't say nothing about no other podcast. I'm talking.
No,
about
you made it seem like it was just like her. What she thought is, you made it seem like if a man said what she said is not like the common shit right now. I can't, I'm trying to say how prevalent that idea is.
Has nothing.
Yeah,
to do with
but
what I
the
said.
men that hold up, because I like that. The men that say that, like I just called them, there's a community. There's names for them. Incels, red pill. We talking about Tracee Ellis Ross.
Okay.
See, even that highlights the difference.
Okay, so hold on one second here. Now going back to Tracee Ellis Ross. You cannot be in all places at the same time, as it relates to dating, okay? So, for example, I'm single. Do you know how much advice, unsolicited advice people give me about dating? A ton. I'm just gonna tell you, a lot. You know what you should do? You know where you should go? You know what I was thinking? No, I don't. I didn't ask, but you're gonna fucking tell me anyways. This is what happens to women frequently, is we get unsolicited advice as to where we're supposed to be. It would literally be a full-time fucking job trying to position ourselves to be available to wherever these men are, because you can't be in all places all at the same time and also fucking run your life, have a career. It gets difficult. It's not as simple as everybody wants to make it seem. Like, she's Tracee Ellis Ross, so she should have pick of the litter. That's not necessarily true.
Oh, you're moving the goalpost.
I'm not moving the goalpost. I'm not moving the goalpost. I'm referencing the things that she was saying. When she talks about, she goes on to talk about, the fact that she's child free and never got married and that sort of thing. I think that even just kind of putting herself out there to even have that conversation was just a level, and you guys are gonna fucking
So brave.
I do think that is brave because she leaves herself very open to a lot of criticism and judgment for people to say that was your choice, you made that choice, blah blah blah. When it's just life just ebbs and flows and takes you in different directions, and your priorities are what they are. They change vastly. You just can only go with the tools that you have at the moment that you fucking have them.
To say that is against the power of manifestation, by the way.
Okay, I'm not.
To say that life just comes and goes.
I'm not talking.
It blows. I blow with the wind. That just makes everybody sound like a helpless piece.
Sleep?
That just makes that just makes everybody sound like a helpless piece of shit.
But not everybody manifests.
Yeah, not everybody.
Not everybody is into manifestation. Not everybody thinks about. That's your bag, and you talk about it constantly. But not everybody thinks about manifestation or believes in manifestation.
Do you think that everybody believes in do you think that throughout the course of our lives, right? I think that we all think we got more time.
Absolutely.
Right? And I think that the choices that you make oftentimes are predicated on believing that I have time.
Yeah.
So
this is one of the best Joe Budden bars ever. There's three types of people in this world. It's the people that's going to make shit happen, watch shit happen, or not know what happened. I think the people that you talking about, go ahead.
So I think that a lot of times I got a million female friends, right? And some of them are getting up there in age. And so when I really speak to them, when you really get to the like once you get past all the excuses, all the, you know what I mean, the tough guy shit, a lot of these people will tell you, yo, I thought I had time in my 20s and 30s when I was dissing all of these dudes that were good dudes. They just weren't the ideal dude. They weren't the picture perfect dude because I thought I had more time to find him. And then when you get to your 40s and you're like, damn, my nigga. You know, not saying that nothing's wrong with your 40s. I'm just saying a lot of times people feel like some of the choices that they made, they are regretful in those because I could have fucked with Sean. He was a good dude. He might not have been the best dude, but he was a good dude. He was a good man. I could have made a life with him. And I think that when you get to this age, oftentimes the regret will smack you in the face. I know girls that got artificially inseminated. Right? Because they wanted a child and they just thought they had more and more and more time. And unfortunately, y'all are on a biological clock.
That's true.
And so I think some of that was in some of her interview and her testimony.
That's very true, but Tracee Ellis Ross having the access and the excess that she has, she could have adopted at any point in her life, but she chose not to. I think for her, specifically for her, and I think everything that you just said is true. I think that there is a bunch of women who felt like they had more time and didn't find the right partner. Sometimes, like, you drown in options. That's a fact, and y'all know that. You guys know that.
True.
Sometimes you can just be drowning in fucking options, and it's like it's analysis paralysis. You know what I mean? Like where you just can't make a decision because there's so much fucking shit coming at you that you just like, I don't know, I'm just gonna fucking just float through life and figure it out at some point, and then time.
That floating, you get to the other side where the other island at.
It's true. Like, look, I like to say there's like a single second and 1,000 years is the same measurement of time in the grand scheme of fucking things. You know what I'm saying? So.
Wait, what?
It's the measurement of time may seem small or large to us, but in the grand scheme of things, in terms of infinity and the universe, a second and 1,000 years is the exact same measurement of time, is what I'm trying to say.
I understand that.
Okay, so I think that at different times she might have had different thought processes, like, okay, well, my career is booming and blah, 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 and this is what's feeding my soul right now. And she's dating and whatever else, and, maybe she has a long-term relationship and then it ends up badly, and she's like, I need time
so
with myself.
That would be really cool, what you just said, if she was Thor. What the fuck are we talking about? Am I missing something?
Ish was talking about how women will how people, but he's speaking about women, how they will feel like they have a lot of time. That's what he's saying.
Talking about infinity.
But listen, how you asking Melissa Ford an opinion? Melissa Ford opinion and Tracee Ellis Ross opinion aligns. It aligns. Melissa Ford didn't get married. She doesn't have any children, so she understands what Tracee. She aligns with that. I think she understands.
Listen, I'm with that.
So we can't try to change her perspective.
And in this way, whatever I say is going to be dismissed. It is.
It should be dismissed because you agree with her sentiments.
Because I understand it on a different level. I just understand it on a different level. When she talks about there's a grieving process that happens where you look at your life and you're like, I never got married and I had never had kids. Yeah. Like there's a part of you that has to grieve that. I understand what she's talking about, but hold on. But I also understand. But I also understand what it means when she says I'm whole. I know what she's talking about.
Can I ask
Her
a
life
question?
is very full. If she came into a relationship tomorrow, she would come in a whole person, not looking for him to define her in any sort of way.
Can I ask you one
Whole
question?
to me does mean slime.
He doesn't want me to stretch it up. That belief of grievances, do you compartmentalize that?
You mean grief?
Yes.
I'm sure you have to.
Yeah, I'm talking about you. You and it, because you relate to her. So did you like? My fault. All right, he gonna.
No, that's a good question.
Nah, but why you doing that, man?
Like,
I apologize.
No. The way that my own personal experience, the way that I look at things is, if I really, really had wanted to, I would have.
Respect.
Because I've made everything else happen for myself. Manifestation. But that was the one thing, like, that just...
So you do believe in manifestation?
But that 3 line you said, I don't agree with that, Joe.
I'm doing a call back to you in manifestation, but what I said about manifestation still stands. Not everybody manifests. Not everybody thinks it's real. Not everybody just, thinks like, oh, I'm going to manifest it and it's going to happen. Not everybody thinks that way. Whereas for you, manifestation is a very real practice for you on a daily basis.
What was the 3
No,
words
you
you
don't
said?
have any more questions.
I'm asking, stop doing that. I'm asking you now, not her. I'm asking you.
Fuck.
You want me to shut up?
What's the topic?
Wait, do you want me to shut up? Yes or no?
What's the topic?
This same topic.
I don't want you to shut up, Flip. I actually want you to ask
No,
the question to him.
I'm gonna get at him. I already got a plan in a couple minutes. That 3 lines That 3 lines you said was what? You said the 3 Joe Budden lines was you got people that do what?
Make shit happen.
Watch shit happen or not know what happened.
Make shit happen. Watch shit happen.
Watch shit happen.
Yeah.
Or not know what happened.
So somebody that makes shit happen does not have to believe in manifestation.
That's true.
That's not true. That's a part of.
I don't really believe in the manifestation, but I make shit happen.
And not believe in manifestation. You could have a different way of making shit happen.
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do.
That's not true. But go ahead.
So you talking about internal manifestation?
Before you make it happen, you got to think it. And when you start thinking it,
But that's
a
what
part
manifestation is, speaking it into existence.
or thinking it, or writing it down. It's a bunch of different methods.
I don't think that. I don't think everybody is making it happen. Got to think it. I think some niggas is out here just bumping into shit.
Yeah.
It's true. Some people do bump into shit, but when you're specific
You bump
about
into shit. Some people inherit shit.
Yes.
Some people it's just a million different ways to get to it.
No,
Huh?
That's not true.
like inheriting something, making it happen.
Bumping into it is. Bumping into it is making it happen. I mean, it's manifestation. If you really start looking at the laws of attraction and the laws of manifestation, you bumping into something, it might seem haphazard to you, but it's not haphazard.
That's true.
And not just that, a lot of times you bump into shit, you have not prepared yourself for those things to even take an advantage of you bumping into some shit. You could be selling a rollie for $5,000, right? I ain't go to, everybody in here went on a vacation. I ain't want to go. I'm sacrificing. So now I got the $5,000 to buy the rollie. If I went on a vacation with them niggas, I wouldn't have the money. I prepped for that. So my preparation met the opportunity. Now niggas call that luck. It ain't luck.
Yeah, I see how you got a lot of pussy.
I see how you got something too. A little bit.
You just put shit together, you know?
For real. I wouldn't be on the phone if I was a girl for a long time with him. He'd just be on the phone, finding new ways to
about to say.
That's not true.
Yeah, you would.
You would. You
I
definitely.
I would talk to him. I hang up on him.
No, you would.
You just trying to fuck me.
I had to get back on that phone.
You hang up.
You just trying to fuck me.
I gotta come hear this shit in person.
Bitch would have to give me a house.
That's a layup.
To give me a house.
Yeah.
You're not a trick. You don't. Who
I
you
would
gave a house
buy
to?
the house.
Then what are you talking about later?
I would show you how to take your resources
I'm not
together.
dumb. No, you ain't gonna show me nothing. You gonna buy?
I want that house.
You open your Zillow and buy me a house. You crazy nigga?
Yeah, that conversation there. So
Yeah,
early.
what the fuck you talking about?
I don't even want to be around your gold digging ass.
Oh, can we be misogynistic for 2 seconds? Or you don't have to be misogynistic.
Okay, let's hear it.
The new trailer for the Fantastic Four came out, and Silver Surfer is a girl.
Really?
Yep.
React.
It's kind of fire.
Silver Surfette. No, I'm cool.
That's kind of fire.
I don't know.
I got to see the character.
Tired of it.
I don't like the remixes of
Me neither.
classic characters.
Come on. We
I
can do
would
it.
think that Silver Surfer would always be a girl.
All right, come on, man. No,
I don't know.
Why
I don't
would you think
understand.
that?
I don't understand the character. I don't have context. It's just I'm thinking about somebody coated in silver. I just would think that you'd want to see like a shapely physique.
That's why you're so complex.
This is why Disney is losing all their money.
On one hand,
right, Freeze?
Y'all are just going with the flow and helpless. We've been drowning in options, and then God is a woman.
God's not a woman.
You're right, though, Flip. A lot of people are tired of it.
Yeah.
What?
I don't want to see Silver Surfer be a girl. I'm gonna say it.
This is why Disney loses.
And it might be fire. I don't want to see it.
I think it's
see the movie.
I think it's dope.
It might be dope.
No, and I think they doing it on purpose again to try.
They are. Like when they made Ernie and Bert gay.
Well,
They've been gay.
No, stop, don't bring that up.
Ernie and Bert was just friends at first.
Yeah,
so they got rid of guy friendship. They got rid of guy friendship.
They made it salacious.
Disney's been doing it on purpose.
Yes.
You are correct. They've been playing the inclusive game for a minute now.
Bullshit.
And I always say, I think it started with the success of Black Panther.
What piece? Black Panther 1.
Yeah, first one.
So the second one was.
Y'all ain't learned from Snow White?
That was Latin Panther.
But yeah, went from there, and I was like, oh shit, we got that. All right, let's
Fuck Snow
let's
White
lean
up,
over
bro.
here to the women. Let's lean over here to they got a whole women's superhero montage scene in Endgame. That's dope. Yeah, I'm not saying it's bad, but it was unnecessary. They went out of their way to include it. And that's what people are saying.
You just springing it on us, Ish. We know, we get it, Ish. Look, you got yourself out the box, the misogynistic box. Cool.
I'm not.
Jump out of it.
That's not
you
what
jump right over it.
I'm sitting there fucking confused. Like, oh shit, what's going on?
I think that's fine.
No, you don't.
I do.
Ish.
A nigga, me, if
He's
I thought
learning
it
from
was
Mark, boy.
No, I'm not.
If
If I thought it was whack, I would say it's whack. I don't think that's. I think
Stark Lamont.
Yo, I don't
A
think
woman Iron Man, a woman Captain.
Stop it, man. We grew up.
woman.
Hey, Silver Surfer had a cock when we grew up.
Silver Surfer didn't even have no cock. That nigga had nothing. Fuck you talking this?
Nigga, I went back to watch the old Silver Surfer from the 80s, nigga, on Disney.
I want to see how strong they make them, because you know Silver Surfer was super duper powerful. I
So you
want
think she should be a little weaker now?
All right, here we go. We back. That's the ish I know. Yeah.
No.
Let's go see
Nah, I think
if she
that's
got muscles, right?
Nah,
I can't now. I have cramps.
You know women.
Oh shit!
Oh, pause.
I think that's fine. And again, from a financial standpoint,
Yeah, that's what they
get
doing.
them niggas to the movie theaters. I think that's dope, and I think it's
They
smart.
doing it. They Shang-Chi.
Them niggas is
over
Dis-
here. Let's.
Mel, what are you so shocked about over
Disney
there?
losing mad money.
He
Pause.
didn't say who it was playing Silver Surfer.
Oh,
Who
tell-
is it?
Tell us.
Julia Garner. Okay, Ozark. Ruth from Ozark. Was it Ruth? Was that her name?
Yeah.
The blonde one with the foul
I
mouth?
didn't give a
outta
fuck. The girl from the casino. Nobody, the little girl that can survive,
little girl
nigga.
can
It was
act her
her.
ass
We like her, but nobody cared. Leave. Put it back as a man, bro.
I'm excited. Sorry.
She's a great actress.
They just be
Yeah.
doing whatever, yo. Damn.
Bitches can't surf.
Well, that's not true.
That's not true.
That's not true.
That's a joke.
They got some fire. They right there.
That
a
is a joke.
bitch surfer right now, nigga. It's fire, nigga.
Yo.
Don't do that. They can surf.
Oh, my God.
And they be hot.
Listen, the Silver Surfer I grew
Like
up
us?
with
Yeah.
had a penis. That's all I'm saying.
Oh, I'm
She about to come save the day.
It's over for all that, nigga. They
No,
switched
she's
it
not
all
the
up.
hero. She beefing with Fantastic Four, I think. She's against it.
Yeah, but it's I don't know what they're doing. I don't know what they're doing because Galactus is also in the preview.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah, I got it.
And,
That's fine.
And that's when Silver Surfer and Fantastic Four got together to beat Galactus. But that's in the comics. I grew up
Galactus
in.
created
That's what I'm saying.
Silver Surfer.
Yes, yeah, Galactus did create him.
But clearly they're changing something about the comics.
Silver Surfer, Gabriel.
Yeah,
He had a bunch of
Old as hell, nigga.
I know.
You old, yo.
No.
He wanted to do
You
is
guys
turn back.
get off
Oh, he
the
wanted to
phone
find
so
his
much.
love, nigga. What she want to do? Remember, he wanted to find his love, go back human and find. You know what I'm saying?
This gonna be
Save
fire.
his planet.
I think this gonna be fire. I think this shit gonna be fire.
I opened up my little fucking movie app trying to buy tickets to see Sinner. Forget about it.
Wow.
Sold out
Sold out. Sold out for weeks.
Damn.
for weeks.
Boy, on days I could go, it was sold out for weeks. Or that's not true. One single seat I could buy, but I ain't doing that.
Yeah, no, that's a dub.
It does look like a good movie.
These niggas
It looks really, really good. I wish we had more for you, but Sinner is in theaters, and let's check it out.
and
I
good
saw a Ryan Coogler, I want to say Kodak piece that
breaking
he-
down the film sizes and all
Oh
that.
my
Yeah, yeah.
God, it was
That's
genius.
dope. Yeah.
It was genius.